Congratulations, Caitlin! Happy time zone, everybody! Hope you're all having a good week. I've had a mixed bag of a week, honestly, but we're back on the upward slope, which is good. All sorts of, not really, I don't know if they're not really stories to tell, they're just things that happened this week, a series of events, as it were. I have a goal today. My goal today is to not fiddle with either camera once. I spent like 3 hours in here yesterday trying to get it set up, so hopefully it all just sort of maintains and holds. We've It was a whole thing. Hi, happy time zone, everybody. So we're a couple of weeks out from Whip Day, which is the 23rd. I know it's not Whip Day, but what I need creatively at this moment is to finish some of these Pokemon. So today we're going to be playing a little bit of catch up, but there'll still be plenty of interactivity. Where we have 6 Pokemon to name from last week's video, and as you can see, a lot of these guys still need a lot of pieces, so overall it should be kind of fun. Anyway, I intend at this point in time to leave this stream as part of the playlist still. So shout out to the replay gang. Hi, you're actually going to get to see this catch-up stream. Normally I remove them. You're watching your friend's cat and he wants your peas so bad even though he's an obligate carnivore. Devil in the details, sugar is sugar, and peas are a very sugary vegetable. Yeah, yes, Lugia is here. Lugia is a relic of the Gen 2 Pokemon that we have not finished yet. I also have Kilava here still. So, these are the 4 Pokemon of the 6 I have to finish that I've picked, because you can only have 4 in a poll, and I thought I'd let you guys pick who we work on first. So there's differing levels of work required here. My intention is to spend an hour per. So if you pick Lotad, we'll spend an hour finishing Lotad. If you pick Breloom, we'll put an hour into Breloom, whether or not we get him finished or not. And then in the next poll, we'll rotate in Roselia or Kilava, who I keep calling Cyndaquil, even in all of my notes. All right, so we have no numbers here, so let's do this. Let's go 1, 2, and where will we be able to see the 3? And that one gets circled for some reason. Let's circle all of them so we're not playing favorites. Okay, start a poll. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm also going to hopefully, while these guys here all have names, we have 6 other Pokemon that I've tentatively named 3, and then we have 3 more without names at all. So hoping to get all of their names locked in today. So for the ones that I've named, I am open to changing those names, but I'm basically going to have my name in the vote, and then you guys can suggest some names as well if you want to do a different one. Is Mr. Burns going to do the fire brushing on Kilava? That is the intention. It's just right now my problem with Kilava is that his eyes don't work the way I wanted them to. It's I'm also a little bit creatively blocked up at the moment just because I've got so many non-creative businessy things jamming my brain juices, but I think that I've managed to start unraveling that particular knot today. Yeah. So I think we're okay. Please don't change Concertina. Well, Concertina is a very good name for that Pokemon. But I will leave it to you guys. Mr. Bones, I'm an obligate carnivore, but even I'll dabble in some garlic and onions and butter and garlic bread. Oh, happy birthday, Rowan Rose Gaming. Oh, is it International Cat Day today? Happy International Cat Day. Gonna try not to miss the stream so that you can be around for the dreaded inevitability that is Wingull. Yeah, Wingle's Gen 3, isn't it? Well, Wingull is this gen. It could happen at any time. Also, we love having you. So maybe I hold off Wingull until the very end so I can keep you around. Have I started the... Yes. Okay. If I was me, yes, I have started the 9,999 item supermarket chaos thing. I started it last night. I filed about 2,000 items so far. I'm going to play through it all by myself first, and then Mr. Bones is going to join me for a second round. So, yeah. Mr. Bones, you're very funny. Alrighty, so you guys have selected... It looks like you guys have picked... Okay, I won't call it early. Let's just close the poll just so we can get started. I was going to have my timer on my desk. Mr. Bones, if you get a second, you know that carton of anonymous stuff that sits by my desk between me and the DVDs? If you could find my timer in there, I would appreciate it. I meant to bring it in with me. Everybody has a box of anonymous stuff, right? It's from when I moved my desk and I just never unpacked it. Apparently I don't use any of it. Alright, yeah, you guys picked number 3 with 45% of the vote. Then came number 2 at 26%, 1 at 17%, and 4 at 12%. So thank you all for your restraint, but for not picking the purple one. I wondered how that was going to go. Now, to make this easier, because instead of working white on white, I am going to use the backdrop today. Oh, thank you, love. Mwah. Mwah. He's a bit dusty. Hold on. Oh, thank you. I have my timer here. And, is that too loud? Is that going to shock people? We're going to give it one go. There we go. We have 1 hour on the timer. Just pop it up there. That's cute. We'll put it on a little angle. And let's get right into this. So we need white for this. We'll need some dark blue. But I think that's basically it. He doesn't have eyes yet, so we will add those as we go as well. And let's get sewing. Is this the wrong turtle? That's the right turtle. Hold, please. I have to go get the right turtle. Nope. Oh, never mind. It was the right turtle all along. It was the right turtle all along. No one panicking. That's not how we play. Yeah, it's just the needle I was looking for was hiding under the tortoise. Yes, under the tortoise. The tortoises are manning chat. They're moderating. You'll be nice to them. Let's see. How do I want to start this? First, I need an image up on the screen so I can actually see what I'm doing. Sorry, Sneaky Bloom. See if I still have those other sprites here. I do, thank goodness. That would have been awkward. That's just there to help me remember what this guy looks like. Now, we will be doing some naming for this as well. I'm kind of drawing it out a little bit for spoilers, but given that you guys feel so strongly about it, we're going to start with the one that I named Concertina. She's about to appear on screen. So that is our Concertina. I've got to not hold them up towards the light. I've got to like let the light come to them. But that's Concertina, and she can be renamed if you choose. So maybe the first poll I do is, should we rename her? Hang on. Concertina? Or other. So there we go. I'm going to try and keep a few polls going throughout today, just because I get a little self-conscious with these catch-up streams that you guys don't get to play as much as normal, and so I'm trying to give you stuff to play with. Yeah, I admit that I've never really been a massive fan of the Gathita line, but then, I mean, it's the dolls, isn't it? It's like nobody was surprised by that information. CK? Nobody was surprised. The spider sitting on top of a Christmas tree. Yeah, basically. That is a perfect characterization of what we're talking about. Oh, no. No, I'm not fiddling with the cameras or the lights today. We're a little overblown. Apparently the white in the background was load-bearing. She's perfect if she was stable. Yeah, I know, Yellow Fan. I'm sorry. All it would have taken is me to put one single rock in her booty. And it's not like I don't even have rocks. I did. I had a whole pile of them sitting next to me, but for some reason I was just like, no, she's got a flat base, it'll be fine. I forgot to account for how tall she is. So, I might get a washer, you know, like a metal washer, and just like sew it to her underside at some point if I need her to stand up long term. There we go. We've got our first little bit of assembly done. It's okay, she looks like an unstable girly. She does. And I gotta say, this way she has like all of the wiggle, all of the sass. I'm gonna just turn that down a little bit. Ooh. She's a little excitable. But we're on a timer and I will focus. Holly, it would be nice to come out of this with 3 finished. Or a lot closer to. Oh, yeah, no, we had a similar problem with people mishearing how I say Pawnyard, but I don't know how else to say it. But I do know that I'm going to avoid saying that Pokemon name a lot because I had to go in and manually edit the subtitles on that video because, let's just say YouTube spelled that one out phonetically. And, I didn't want to risk angering the algorithm for constantly talking about a rather adult subject matter, even though we all know I was talking about a Pokemon. It's going to be one of those balloons you see out of auto shops. Yeah, the wacky arm flailing tube man. It's a quote that I've never been able to quite nail. What's the timer for? The timer is to keep me focused. That's all. It's to stop things getting too stale here. So because we have so many unfinished ones, I don't want to go until like they're all fully sewn together either. It's just like, let's put an hour into one, then we'll do another vote and you guys can pick again. If we're still really far from finishing one, I'll let you guys choose whether or not you want to keep going with that one there. But like, options. Her head is a spider. I'm sorry, they gave it 8 legs. Though somebody in the comments very helpfully was telling me all the differences between beetles and spiders. Yeah, which I thought was really interesting. I also love that the conclusion is bug is bug. At least that was my takeaway from it. I'm just like, yeah, bug is bug. Of course, that wasn't related to this Pokemon. What's rough right now is I am honestly a little burned on making Pokemon. It happens every time my to-do list gets too long and I have other things I'm stressed about. It's like suddenly I start blaming the Pokemon. It's not the Pokemon's fault. But what's funny about that is that I already know who the next 6 Pokemon are in Pokemon Black. But because I haven't started making them yet, they are the most in limbo that series has ever been. What's up?
I had a theory.
What? Is it a demon?
A little bit.
Oh.
Could I borrow the concertina?
Sure.
Excellent.
She looks a little bit like a Hellraiser. Oh, that's an interesting note. See if it helps. It's not that she doesn't have a flat base. It's because
I'm not going to describe what I'm doing because...
Yeah, she's just a bit floppy. He's going to see what he can do to stabilize our girl.
Actually, do you want a wire base for her instead?
I honestly think that just finding an old washer and sewing it to the bottom of her is the answer. She just needs a weight down there to help balance out the floppiness.
Mm.
Feel free to fiddle. Alrighty, folks, that poll has been very conclusive. Though I appreciate the person who wanted to name her something else, but I'm going to lock in Concertina. Thank you for voting. What if you just really Southern American it every time you must say... what does that sound like? Who wants to... I'm trying to go Texan with it, but I'm not good enough with my Texan. It'd be like Pawnyard? Or did I just go a different kind of south? What's funny is that when I tell a joke that I don't necessarily think ends up landing properly, I am greeted, in fact, by a silent room. I'm not laughing. You started your very first baby blanket tonight? Oh! What on earth is the drunken granny stitch? Loot, I'm not sure that would help me. Because I actually think I alternate between Poniard and Ponyard. I'm removing an R on purpose, or in this case an AW. But yeah, I don't know, nothing will make you more self-conscious about how you say things than saying them in front of a room full of people and having them all just sort of crickets you.
There you go.
Oh, she's stable lass now?
I don't think so. She might be slightly more stable. Yeah, no.
No!
But she does now have a big piece of wire in her butt.
Oh, well that's fun for her.
Yeah.
What a fun weekend.
Yeah, no, it doesn't help at all.
I feel like we've got the EMT shaking his head at us disapprovingly right now.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I hit the AW a little hard. Yerd. So I could go Ponyard. You know what? Yeah, we're going to go Ponyard because I don't know what it can do to that. That's going to turn it back into what it was. But yeah, I had to go through and find every instance of me saying that particular name in that video and change it. I also, okay, here we go. Here's a story for anybody who is nervous about making mistakes when they start something new. I've been on YouTube now for what's just over 6 years. And I've been monetized for about 5 of those. And I have never once made a certain mistake that I made this week. I forgot to attribute my music on that Pokemon video, and it rightfully got copyright claimed by the creator of the music. And I don't know if you've ever worked really hard on something for 3 weeks just to have somebody else go, okay. For anyone who doesn't know, when you're copyright claimed, basically that money doesn't go to you anymore. I was able to correct the problem. I was horrified when I realized, because, you know, credit people for their work, but horrified when I realized, and I sent them a message and I was like, hey, I'm not disputing this. I mucked up. I'm really hoping you'll give this back to me. And they released it this morning. I got that news this morning. But like, yeah, first time I've made that mistake, and you'd think that that'd be one that wouldn't be made, but I've had a stressful couple of days. Mr. Bones, bring out the caltrops. Oh, right. You were trying to help me say it in Texan. Ponyard. It is nice. It was very nice. And there was no requirement for them to do that. My only other option would have been to mute the audio on 2 or 3 sections of that video. Thankfully, I didn't end up having to. Whew. But yeah, we've had a couple of days here, folks, where it's not been good vibes. Yeah. Also, I've been doing my taxes. Like, that's less fun to talk about. It's just like, that's also stressing me out a little bit. I've got an accountant this year, though, so... oh, I need my other blue! Got to sew this stuff on in layers. I'm glad I was able to get it undone, too, thank you. Let's start naming another one. We've named Miss Tina. How about we go for another one where I have got a suggested name, but also we don't have to keep it necessarily. So this one here I've been referring to as Excellent Loaf. And I know that there are bread Pokemon coming up, which is the only reason I'm putting this name back on the table, because I will not hear a word against her being a loaf of Wonder Bread. She's got little feet. She's got a waggy little tail. Boof. And she's perfect. She's perfect, and I won't hear a word against her. So, one of the name suggestions there is Excellent Loaf, but I'll allow you guys to pitch in 3 other names, because I don't think it's going to be a case of, like, we have to keep this name. I think that name is a very personal name to me. And I'm sure you guys all have other suggestions. Do I intend on making Lugia's back flaps in duos, or is that intended to be implied? Oh, they're meant to be 2 layers of them. Seriously? I've only made 1 row. I thought there was just a row of spines. Because there was already, like, no room left on that back. Oh, there is meant to be 2 rows, isn't there? Buddy, you've got no room on your back. Okay, well, okay, we've done 6 of them then. Reminds you more of a stick of butter. Loaf plus dog is log. Look at this face. You're going to call her log? Sorry, she has all the manic intensity of a terrier. Ooh, what is the name of the Ottoman dog from Beauty and the Beast? Mr. Bones, I saw your message there. Whatever you gotta do to get enough names to fill up. Oh, Flufford is cute. Why do I have two ends? Sorry. Construction of this is confusing me. I promised myself I wouldn't do this today. We're very overexposed. I thought it was going to help see him better, but I think I might just need to have a bunch of white on the screen as well just to help balance it out. I'll put the book back for the next one. We only got to live through this for an hour. Sultan? Is it? Huh. Because, that's a reference to Aladdin. No? Someone in Aladdin gets turned into an ottoman. Maybe it's the magic carpet I'm thinking of. Okay, time for a Disney rewatch. Hamish? These are good names. These are good little names. And while technically Stoutland was a girl in the playthrough, I'm perfectly fine to go for either name. Like, that's fine. I have a bad habit of referring to all dogs as good boys. So you can see, sewing is kind of a timely process, in that it takes a lot of it. So I think timely technically means the opposite of that. That's because I like to sew down every single stitch. Ooh, Starsh is cute. Starsh the Stoutland. What did we end up naming Lilypup, actually? Oh, Lilypup doesn't have a name. Admittedly, I don't have any of the others from this gen out at the moment. I only have the 6 from the most recent one, just because otherwise my room gets a little chaotic, and I still haven't really finished tidying up from moving around 2 weeks ago. That's fine. We're ticking Pokemon off the list today. Okay, yeah, no, I like Starsh. Excellent Loaf is going to be in the mix because it is. Night Dazed, thanks for catching up, and I'll see you on the replay. Okay, now you're gone. Hi Dazed, welcome back. Oh, stop. I appreciate the enthusiasm. We are not naming Lilypup right now. We are naming Stoutland. I just wanted to mention that Lilypup does not have a name. If I accidentally said, hey, we can name them too, I wasn't thinking about my phrasing, and I did not mean right this second. You're going to give Mr. Bones a conniption. You monster. How dare you only use one hand to pet the dog. Mr. Bones, I'm going to get you to verify for me what Lugia looks like from the back. If that's okay. Though I know I'm keeping you pretty busy already. Monkey, toy monkey. Rug is frogged. Swords, fire, Jafar, snake, genie, cheerleader. No footrests. Weird. I swear I can see it so clearly in my mind. The Aladdin footrest. No, but the Sultan gets turned into someone.
Did you want me to look at the buttholes?
Lugia. The one we're currently sewing together. I just want to confirm the number of spikes. suppose I could just have... Oh no, who did that? Fluffy Chomper, why would you do that to me? Don't show me that Gothitelle has sneaky feet under that skirt. That's awful. Oh, that's as awful as when I had to send, Lute, I think it was you, to look at Up Blossom's skirt. Like, no, there isn't feet under there. Stop that. Sultan might get turned into a puppet. That would make sense. I don't know. I think I'm just having a moment, y'all. I think it's been a while since I've watched that particular movie, and I'm just having a little cross-pollination moment. Yago does feed him crackers, like stuffs them in his mouth, but it's when he's a puppet. It is. Weirdly, she doesn't have any feet or anything. Yeah. Nope. I don't know how I'm going to fit. What is it, 10? 10 little spikes? I think I am mixing the flying carpet. Like I said, I think I'm having a cross-pollination moment where I'm picturing the footrest from Beauty and the Beast and the carpet from Aladdin, and because they have similar tassels, my brain is like, oh, same. Yeah. Okay, so belly's attached. These can go back on now. I think we're going for like a real swoop pose. Devil, never accept. Okay, anything anyone says on the internet, don't just take their word for it. I don't care. Like, just no. But I appreciate you lining up ready to like let me reform the universe. Any luck on those butt pics?
Yes. There are 10.
There are 10? Okay.
5 each side.
Okay. We gotta pound out a bunch more then. Give me some tassel. Noggin. Dude. No, that's Flipper Noggin Dude. That's from Finding Nemo. See, look, I'm doing it again. I thought about doing really small small ones, but they just don't quite look right, and I've already made 6 of them. Because he's also got the ones on his tail. Oh, hang on, I'll co-op the ones on his tail. Because I'll make smaller ones for the tail. There we go. Oh, it is a crowded party. Just like, I just don't think this is the intended way this is supposed to look. Welcome to my nightmare. This is why this one has taken so long. Each one of these is kind of a tripping point. Why does Lugia have 3 toes and 5 fingers? Oh, Lute, that is actually kind of consistent with a lot of other Pokemon. Look at Hariyama, look at Snorlax, look at... Ooh, I honestly, when you look at them all, you'll be surprised at how many you see that are like that. I can't picture any off the top of my head right now, except for those ones that I've just listed. Finding Aladdin and the Beast of Notre Dame, yeah. Basically. I think we do need some sort of smaller spot on the back. How do I want to do this? They have to be so tiny. Maybe one-dimensional is the answer because they are so very small. These are too big. I've just made that determination, which kind of sucks because I put a lot of effort into making these, but sometimes they're not the answer. You should see what I'm going to frog later. It's a lot bigger than this. Cathedral Rabbit, we are timing today because this is a catch-up stream where I have a lot of different projects to like work on. And so we're just going to put an hour into each one that you guys pick. So the first one picked was this Lugia. Do you guys say Lugia or Lugia? They sounded exactly the same just then. Current name list: Brioche, Wonder Bread, Log, and Excellent Loaf. Are we happy with those? Oh, actually, I really liked Starch. And forgive me, I do like the name Brioche, but I'm going to swap Brioche out because of the literal brioche dog that's coming up. So we're going to go with Starch. It's the risk of putting a name list together. It's like you never know when I'm going to look at it and be like, right, I think we're done here. Log and Excellent Loaf. Oh, we could have called him Sourdough.
Instead of Starch, could we name him Starch?
No, it's Starch. I'm saying Starch.
Sorry, instead of Starch, Starch, but like with an E at the end, so it's Starch. So it sounds...
so you want to put an extra R in there?
No, an extra E at the very end.
No, but there's already an E in it. It's S-T-A-C-H-E. Starch, like the end of moustache.
Oh, sorry, an extra R then, yeah.
Yeah.
As in like it's starch, because bread, but also starch, as in moustache.
Oh, you'll give up log for starch? Okay, well then...
I was giving up brioche for starch.
Yeah, so was I.
Oh.
That's what I did first. I was reading this. I was reading.
We're getting rid of brioche.
I did, and now I'm putting sourdough in the mix.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just trying to work out how to spell it. Sourdough. There we go. I've amused myself. I'm so sorry. I went completely rogue on that name list. I should have given up my option for sourdough, but I didn't, and I'm sorry. Why do I keep doing that? Are they all bread related? Because she reminds me of bread. She was always just like a loaf of bread, just like it's the square of her. I don't know. It was a comment that I made, but then they all just... I gave you guys the option to name her anything, and you all picked bread related names, and that's fine. Oh, you say lugia. Like a lug nut. That's fine. Here, you can abstain from voting. I'm sorry you didn't like any of the options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, all right. I'm onto something here. 1, 2, 3. Back we go. And do they need to be pointier? No, they're kind of flat. So just one little chain. Lugia. Oh. Current nameless Lugnut. Stop. We don't need Lugnut as a name. Okay, so I'm replacing each one of these with one of these, and if this was a video, I'd just be like, and bah. But it's not, so we're all just gonna have to sit through the process of me making a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still might be too fat. I might start slip stitch single. Okay. We're getting closer. Welcome to the design process. Normally I spare you all this pain. We are not naming Lugia. We are naming Stoutland.
Something lug nut. Connie?
Hmm?
Oh, you've already got a notebook.
I have a notebook, thank you. Mr. Bones used my real name on stream. Oh, congrats on being done with your editing.
Yep, I noticed that, sorry.
New background? Yeah, Simba, we moved the room around, I think it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So, I used to be on a desk there, so you used to look back this way, and now I'm on a desk here, and you guys are just like, you're on a slightly different angle. Still working on sorting the lights out. I think I need one more, like, for the face, but in general, this is the best I think it's been, even though this isn't representational right now, because it's acting up in front of company. I will have a word with it when we go on break in about half an hour and fix it up. Oh, you meant the desk background. Oh, yeah, no, I've just put down, I have a couple of mats. This one here is green and purple, and I have my blue one as well. That's because sometimes when filming it's a lot of white on white on white, and I prefer brighter colours, but you can't really get desk mats in very nice colours. So I'm working on it. Yeah, I popped this down because I thought, oh, Lucia's white. If I'm working on white, it's going to be really boring to look at. And instead, it's just an overexposed mess. There we go. All right. Spikes are not spelled that way. We worked a magic ring. We did a slip stitch, 2 single crochet, a chain 1, 2 single crochet, and a slip stitch, and then we finished off. Yeah, no, CK is a real name. I know a whole bunch of people who use CK as either like a pseudonym or as a name. It's just sort of, it's not a name that I gave myself. It's a name you guys, not necessarily this chat, but like the internet gave me, just because complicated knots CK became the abbreviation. But honestly, it feels way more at home to me than my real name most of the time. It feels weird when I hear my real name out loud. But like, my real name's also not a secret, because when I started my Ravelry and my Etsy and all of that stuff, I kind of had to use my name. So like, my name is completely out there. It's not a secret. It just also feels weird to hear it, particularly in this context. Yeah, I've got some foam paneling stuck to a mirror because otherwise it's a reverberation heck. I also have some more of that on the wall up there. Oh, hey, that bit stayed up really well. I just kind of wedged a piece up there and it's still there. We are, this whole room has sort of been cobbled together slowly over time as like this interesting journey of trial and error. And yeah, we're by the time I get it right, we'll probably have to move. There we go. Those are going to fit so much nicer. They're going to use as much real estate on the back, but they're at least not going to be a solid wall. And I'm going to get 2 per, so unfortunately we're going to lose a bunch of time as I make a bunch of them. You go by a nickname of your real name, so whenever you hear your full name, I get kind of brain reset for a moment. Yeah, it's like I hear it and I'm just like, eh? But then I was never really emotionally attached to my name either. Mr. Bones, technically you always hear your last name when we talk to you.
Well.
Well, technically you can make curtains like this. I got a crate of it was a lot. There's a lot of like, it's just these squares of foam. I think I paid like $60 for it, and I still got like blocks of them around. And like, they're soft, squishy foam. You could totally sew curtains out of them. Get that that's probably not quite what you were wanting when you were admiring my screen. Yeah, they weren't expensive because we were just like dabbling, seeing what we could do to maybe improve the audio quality in here. And over the years, I kind of just shove it everywhere. But the thing that I use for audio dampening the most around my microphone are actually those like canvases that I attach like mushrooms and plants and succulents to, you know, the crochet ones. I use those for sound dampening all the time. They're great for it. I'd love to build a whole wall out of it, but I'm terrified of what the dust would do. Just like, I want a little bit more magic, a little bit more whimsy in this room, and I'd love to do like a whole wall that's just individual panels of those like little canvas scenes. Yeah, Emily is one of those names. Emily's and Emma's. But you know what else is a really common name? Josh, okay? I have collected a disproportionate number of Joshes throughout my life. Everywhere I go, I now have to assume somebody's name is Josh until they tell me otherwise. Because it's just like there is a higher than likely chance that if I meet a new person, Josh, their name is Josh. Hearing your mother call you by your first and middle name still makes you freeze. If you made curtains out of sound dampening foam, that would probably help with the whole living across the street from a bar and up the block from a fire station issue. Possibly. I will say that this sort of foam helps reduce the volume from inside the room. What you're after is more like a sound blocking thing. This is more to stop sound bounce. Don't get me wrong, it still helps block some of the sound, but for what you're after, I'm thinking maybe a more sturdy curtain might be required, because you can get actual proper sound dampening curtains and like noise and light block out screens and shades and stuff. Being across the street from a bar sounds awful. Yeah. I live near some very loud things, but double glazed windows and the ability to tune out farm machinery from a very young age has been very helpful to me. What type of foam? I don't know, it's just foam. It's more to do with the texture of it, and the shaping of it is what's helpful, not necessarily the material, I think. Though I suppose the material lends itself to both the texture and the shaping. There were so many other Emilys just in your grade. Your mum thought you'd be a boy. but no, like that's the thing though. Like a lot of I don't know if it's still a thing, admittedly, but like it used to be a thing of just like, no, we want it to be a surprise, but I secretly think it's boy, girl, other, you know? Like without ever checking in advance, and they thought of 0 girls' names, so they just went with what was popular. That's fair. It's happening again. Like everybody has their favorite names. I personally have a soft spot for what I think of as like older school names. Like I don't know. I always liked the name Frederick. Plus, I think it gives plenty of opportunities for somebody to pick their own nickname, because you could be Freddie or Fred or Derek or Eric or you know what I mean? Like, or Durr. You could be Rick. You could be Ricky. You could be Frog, because Freddo Frog. You could be Freddo. We're in Australia. You'd probably be Freddo. Yeah. Got to think about the potential for nicknames and how mean they could possibly get. Oh, that went straight into my finger. We're okay. I'm sorry, this was meant to be more sewing, and instead it's turned into just making lots of little flaps, but it's progress, and progress is a good thing. Please be extra careful if it's polyurethane foam. It's known to be highly flammable and very easy to burn hard and fast. That is good information. Thank you for that. Admittedly, I keep it in a craft room that's full of other highly flammable things. And none of it's in contact with anything that I would consider a heat source. Like everything's like they're on walls and on the mirror, but that's it. But yeah, safety first always. Oh, we have selected an A. Oh, okay, sourdough ended up winning. It was a last minute victory. I'm sorry, I changed my name at the last moment. Sour? I'll work out how to spell Doge. I might change that around a little bit. Sourdough. That's an excellent name for you, sweetie. Okay, you ready? Alrighty, who's next? Alright, next is Blitzel, that I have tentatively named Schnitzel. But, do your thing. Schnitzel is, however, stable. Schnitzel can stand. And I haven't got names for the final 3. So I'm sorry that these ones here already have kind of a name suggestion attached to them, but you should know that, like, as rogue as I'm going, I am open to suggestions. This isn't meant to be a railroading session. Yeah, sorry. Sourdough won with 45% of the vote. Then came Wonder Bread at 22%, Starch at 19%, and Excellent Loaf at 14%. So thank you to everybody who voted. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, choosing your own name is like, I mean, that's kind of what's happened with me and CK, though I also would answer, I think, to Thursday, just because number of people who think that's my name. To be fair, that's my fault. Yeah, he turned out a little chubby, but he's a cutie. He's a cute patootie. What on earth is going on upstairs?
I heard a doggo running around.
Oh, I'm hearing some sort of industrial cleaner.
A quick question.
Yeah.
Would me going, boop, 20 minutes remaining be nerve-wracking or helpful?
No, I like that.
Okay.
Because like, yeah, if we were just sewing for an hour, I would have gotten all of the sewing done, but because we've had to stop and remake some of the pieces, it's kind of just changed the shape of this one here. That said, any momentum is good momentum. So even just having to redo these pieces has been good to like get this moving forward again, because otherwise you end up just a little bit stuck. Said I'm going to be horrified if it turns up. No, if I say this, it's going to. If I say this, it's going to make it happen. But like, I'm going to be horrified if it turns up again during the whip week in 2 weeks because I haven't managed to make any progress. That said, I have other things I'm doing this afternoon that doesn't include working on these some more. So there is a non-zero chance that is exactly what will happen. Oh man, can I get away with just doing 4 spikes instead of 5? Would anyone dob on me? Just I think that we're all out of room. Rudolph the Blue-Eyed Blitzel. Fully charged because he's well fed. I like that. I don't know what the next tutorial is going to be as yet. In fact, I'm going to call it now that the next video might be late because I am thoroughly in the jaw of a design I'm really excited about. But it's going to take me a little bit to work out. And I don't know, I'm trying to be a little bit nicer to myself right now while I work through some stresses. So with the Pokemon video already running over, it's kind of thrown this month into a little bit of chaos for me anyway. So there is a tutorial coming. It probably won't be next week. Don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm doing this week. And that's why I'm like, oh no, we might not have a video this week, and then I might do 2 in a row to finish the month. But to be fair, we did get 4 videos done in July when it was supposed to be a 3 video month, and then it was nearly a 5 video month. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's a baby. We're gonna make it a deliberate call that he only has 4 spikes on each side, because I'm running out of real estate, and I can only go so small. Yeah, and then like between the wings and the everything else, he was just gonna look way too crowded. So we also need 2 little eye wingamies and 2 little tail wingamies. You did more crochet than you should have today? Well, who gets to decide that? Is it because you neglected other things? Because I feel you on that one. There is a random episode with the baby Lugia. Everybody, I think, has seen enough to know about that. Well, I would think so. I've got to get better at putting my hands on screen. Blitzel schnitzel. Oh. Well, I hope the surgery went well. Blitzel schnitzel, it tastes extra zingy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six is probably okay. We'll go 7 for good measure. Got to write this down. What am I writing on? Okay, these notes are all being added to Breloom. If I can't find the rest of Lugia's notes later, I'm leaving this little breadcrumb for myself that I've attached them to Breloom for some reason. We change 7, and then we're going to work 2 slip stitches, a single crochet, and then we're going to play it by ear and see what we feel like. Why don't I design my own Pokemon? It's a good question. It is a good question. I see a lot of people designing really incredible Fakemon. Doing really excellent work with it. It's just never been something that I've been particularly interested in. Like, I love Pokemon for the nostalgia value of them. And because, like, they were a big part of various stages of my existence. But if I'm putting time into designing something original, then drawing on Pokemon features isn't really my go-to point of reference, if that makes sense. Oh, you got the shocks in your left hand? Yeah, okay, that is a sign that you've possibly overdone it. There is your winged eyeliner friend. Cool, now we'll do another one on the other end. I love slurping it up like a noodle from the other side. Made 3 poppets, a velvet worm, and 2 alpacas. That is a lot of crochet today. Are you preparing for a market or are we on the Christmas gift hunt already? Ooh, apparently it is the season for surgery. I hope everybody's doing okay. I suppose at this point might as well just be an independent critter. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I think I could put more effort into being a little bit more creaturey than I am, considering how much I love creatures. It's just like, I get such a kick out of finding the weird little guys who aren't getting the appreciation I feel that they deserve, and finding what makes them unique and special and sharing that. Whereas, like, designing my own creatures is kind of another skill set that I haven't really exercised properly. I've mentioned before that I actually think that I let myself down a little bit creatively. I think I let myself down in the sketching phase, and I think I need to do more of it, and I still feel that way. Oh, are we going to lose Yarn Chicken? Will our eyebrows combine into a single monobrow? I think we're going to be just okay. Oh no, it's really going to be just okay though. Oh no. That is not enough yarn. Oh, I can go back and tighten my tension a little bit. We're going to go back and tighten our tension just a little bit. What's your favorite thing? What's my favorite thing to crochet? Ooh, I have a, okay. Ooh, well, I like creatures. Okay, sorry. To answer the spirit of the question, my favorite thing to crochet is creatures. My favorite crochet, like, thing about crochet though is absolutely the coming up with new shapes, or like playing around with techniques that I think will work and then seeing if they do or not, and like that sort of thing. Whereas, like, I don't get a lot of joy from following patterns, but I really very much enjoy working stuff out as I go, and the fact that that results in patterns is also good. No, Penny! So we'll lose a literal pen. Okay, so then if this goes here, we'll tie these ends together so we get a little point. That was an irresponsible amount of Yarn Chicken, by the way. Do not recommend at home. Okay, so how do I want to sew this together? With 12 minutes remaining, we still have time. I'm just going to pin this on for now. I think we need to do... Oh, do we do eyes to head and then head to body? Or do we do head to body and then eyes to head? Now I've called him Penny. He needs googly eyes. Maybe. He's a very good pen. Current name list. Blitzel Schnitzel, Blitzkrieg the Blitzel, Blitz. I hope, what's Narhaken? Other than a word that I'm butchering. And Craig the Blitzel. Okay, that is a lot. There's a long names. Let's see if I can fit those into a poll. There are so many little error wiggly lines saying that the spelling is horrid here. There we go. I would have gone with something like Oreo, because it reminds me of like one of those like frozen flurry drinks. But that's good. That's good. We got a good assortment of names here. We have Schnitzel, Blitzkrieg, Blitz, Haken, and Craig the Blitzel. What's wrong?
Are you typing those in?
I was. I copied and pasted.
No, two of those are like the silly placeholder names that I make to bait people into giving better names.
Okay.
And like yeah.
Okay, I won't put those in then.
Just moving away from the computer for a moment to do like bones.
Which two were your bait names?
The Craig the Blitzel.
Okay.
Because it's like Blitzkrieg.
Oh.
I like to call him Craig.
Okay.
And the other one was like Sorry to any German viewers in the audience.
Okay, got rid of the German one.
Yeah.
Okay. That was nearly a disaster. Zeb Striker is the name of the evolution, right? Sorry, I can only see 3 chats at the moment because I've got the poll open. Oh yeah, that's better. Don't forget to put them in all caps again so we can get fully angry German experiences. Oh. Alright, I've got Schnitzel, Blitzkrieg, and Oreo. Rudolph? Sparky? You're excited to meet the Komodo dragon and add teeny wings for the derpiest dragon? There might be news on that front. Blitzel Schnitzel. Oh, sorry, I can change it back to Blitzel Schnitzel. To me, Blitzel Schnitzel and Schnitzel are basically the same name.
Blitz the Haken is the one that goes.
Okay, we'll go Rudolph. I'm happy with that. Rudolph. Blitzel, Schnitzel. Okay, cool. Name the Blitzel. That was not meant to be a German accent. That was just a mispronunciation of a bunch of words. Okay, I'm going to make the little tail do hockeys while we wait. Oh, yeah, so if any of you, this is me talking about something that I'm working on currently, it won't necessarily come to fruition, but if any of you liked making that, you know, that big owlbear stuffy I made with the buttons for eyes and beads for claws, I am working on something in that kind of vibe. It's not a series yet because it's just still one data point. If this one goes well, it might become a series because I just really love taking those like nostalgic creative points and yeah, and like bringing fantasy creatures back to like a nostalgic home zone aesthetic. And I've been wanting to work on those ones for a really long time. I'm really excited about it. You've been sketching all morning. The stream was almost late because I spent like an hour looking up reference images and going, Mr. Bones, look at this one.
Closing the door for a moment while I make food.
Oh, he must be fed. Mr. Bones is going to feed. You have one of those about 70% done? Yeah, I really liked them. I think that it was only a real, like, it was a bit of a hit for the channel, but I think that this was potentially just because of the whole, like, Baldur's Gate reference. But in making it, I discovered something about an aesthetic I haven't played a lot with, and there's just like a really like homegrown nostalgia to it. So I've got this idea that I'm going to work on. I'll either do my taxes or I'll work on that this afternoon, and that's kind of the next thing I want to put out, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to design it fast enough to do it this week is the thing. So The guy who decided to do 10 trillion lark's head knots to make those swabbly wings fluffy should be launched into the sun. It was me. I decided to do that. It's my own fault. I was going to say devil in the details. I have not heard of this person, but do they need help? Do we need to intercede on their behalf? The tail dooblets are basically the same as the eye doob. It's just a little shorter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you saw it in BG3, you knew you needed it. Basically, explained what I had to say. Yeah, well, like, it's still one of my favorite things, but it's a little bit at odds with most of my design aesthetic. And so I'm just like, I want to play with that a little bit more. I want to see if there's more meat on that bone for me. Because I'm constantly experimenting with different, like, construction methods. And, like, one of them is old sewing patterns, which has given me, like, an understanding of how certain sewing patterns work, and then like manipulating those using crochet methods that make them easier to assemble but still give the same look. It's like, I don't know, I think it might be a niche area of interest for me. 2 slip stitches, a single and a half double. So yeah, hopefully it turns out. Currently it's still just like one failed attempt and a decision to completely reconceptualize. So I don't have anything I can show you. But it's going to be mostly built in one piece, I think. Don't get me wrong, there is still a lot of sewing because I do it requires a lot of like faux stitch details, but I think that kind of sewing takes a lot of the pressure off when it's not actually assembly type sewing. But it's, again, still just all an idea, and I don't know what problems I'm going to hit with it yet. The pattern you're following just leaves the swabbly wings bald, and you decided you wanted them fluffy. Yeah. No. There is a reason why I tend to avoid fluffy things these days. And it's because, like, there is no fluffy method that doesn't just torture you. The power of fluff compels you. Yeah. That's why I have a Mr. Bones. Or at least that's the plan for Kilava. Everybody brace yourself. I know that there is a bip incoming. Not that bip, if you can hear the microwave that just happened to bip at the exact right moment. There's a bip coming because we're nearing the end of our Lugia timer. And I'll call the Blitzel vote at the same time. Now, I said I was going to do something on break, but I don't remember what it was. It's gone. It's gone. Okay. We have made some pretty decent progress here. Might look exactly the same to the uneducated observer, but you were here for it, you know. Still a lot of sewing required, but the thumbs have been attached. The belly's been attached. I actually think I do have room for 2 tiny little spots on there, but I'll make that decision after I've sewn everything else on. I can just do 2 little like blue stitched on nubs as well that maybe they haven't fully appeared yet. I think I've got all the pieces. In general, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Hydrate? Yes, hydrating. Loop stitch and a comb is kind of great and kind of soothing. I think I've tried loop stitch before. I have to be careful. If I do them wrong, then they just all pull out and it's not good. You made a fireball, spent days brushing out the fluff, but now you can totally cast fireball. Don't tell me that you throw it at people because I love that. I kind of don't want to start sewing any more of that one together. Maybe I can get the leg on. Gotta keep busy. Gotta keep busy. Yeah, because it would be nice to tie a bow on Gen 2. Get those ones all like formally finished and done. Eh. Progress, progress. Ah, okay. Look, this is just rejecting my attempts to sew it together at this point because I'm not doing it properly and I'm cutting corners. But that said, I think one more hour and this guy could be completely done. That said, I'm looking forward to like moving on to a different one. Maybe we add him back to the final poll, depending on how we're going. Recently discovered there's a bunch of episodes of Mythbusters for free online. You're using those to motivate you to work on this accursed wing. Okay. I'm not sure how those things are related, but that still sounds like good. Any motivation is good motivation. See, I should have... Ooh! Hopefully that didn't startle any of you as badly as it startled me. I was about to say, oh, it's a good thing I kept sewing because, look, I had time to sew both legs on. But the answer is no, I didn't. I had time to sew one leg on. Okay, and we'll trim that off. No, we'll just take the needle out. Okay, so we made some excellent progress on the piece pigeon. We redefined the spikes on the back. We made some eyeliner and some tail dubits, sewed the belly on, and managed to sew the thumbs to the wings as well. So about another hour left on that fellow, but it's not too bad. I'm going to pop him to one side, and I'm going to bring this back out. Hopefully it rebalances the lighting on the camera. Yeah, look at that. Okay. See, I did balance the camera. Just I balanced it with a white background. Okay, so let's close the Blitzel vote off. You guys have officially named it Blitzel Schnitzel. I will update the thing. It's Blitzel Schnitzel the Blitzel. Blitzel Schnitzel the Blitzel. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so thank you to everyone who voted. Blitzel Schnitzel won with 51% of the vote. Then came Oreo at 25%, Blitzkrieg at 13%, and Rudolph at 11%. So thank you for that. Pop Blitzel Schnitzel away. The next one we're going to be voting on is Venipede, but we'll get there in a second. You knew the timer was going to scare me. I also knew the timer was going to scare me. That's kind of half the fun. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. I'm sorry, Loot. All right, so I need 4 new options here. So let's pop maybe Breloom in 1. Exploud can be 3. Little Lotad doesn't need a lot of work, so we'll pop him in 2. And I'll put Roselia in 4. Now I'm going to start this poll and I am going to go for a little break just to... It's like, normally I do it every 2 hours, but like it just makes sense to kind of go with it today a little bit more. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ooh! Here's the thing. I can't do the little mini player on the screen the way I normally do, where you can see what the options are without mucking around a lot. So rather than do that, I'm just going to put their names into the poll as well. I think I called him Exploud, I meant Loudred. By the way, I accidentally turned caps lock on at the end of Lotad, and so Loudred is coincidentally in caps lock, which I think is quite funny. Alright, there we go. Pick who we are making next, and I will be back with you shortly. No, stop. Sorry. There is a lot of empty space at the moment. We are doing our best. We've made, what, 330 something of them so far? Oh, no. Oh, wait, that doesn't count. I think it's 341? Might be 343. Because I don't think I put last week's in the Crochetdex yet. Hold on, let me do that real quick. Let's change you to 3. And who did we make last week? Lotad and Bloom. Yeah, I forgot to tick them off my list yesterday. Sorry. Hold for a second. I am just going to update the thing real quick. Yeah. It was Larry the Lotad because y'all think you're funny. And I think you're funny too. And it was also Breloom. But I don't remember what we named Breloom. I have it here. Umbraloom. Breloom. Eloom. A. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, we've made 343 so far, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Anyway, let's close off this poll and see who we're making. And end poll. Okay, y'all voted for... Oh, it was kind of close. You have voted for Lotad at 37%, then Loudred at 31%, Breloom at 21%, and Roselia at just 11%. So I'll pop the others all aside for now. And we're going to work on little Larry the Lotad here. So he just needs a few pizza slices for his back and then just a little bit of sewing. So we should be able to get him done in an hour pretty easily. Timer has been set. The Pokemon you are naming is this majestic creature. Wheat. He's a little rock and rolly. Oh, Loudred is all mouth. But he's also got like fingers and toes and like stripes on his back and really complex ears. So there's just a lot to go on Loudred. So for this little guy though, we need some of the yellow. I've kept all of the yarns for the various Pokemon in one bucket. I'm pretty good about that. But because there's so many Pokemon, you kind of have to fish around in the bucket a little bit at the moment. Where is the green? There's the green. That's how much green we have left for Breloom and Lotad, so we gotta... Guess we've made our choice there. I can start a new one. That's not a big deal. Alright, we are... Name this. Just trying to work out where to pop this. Thought you guys might like a slightly closer view of things. Well, I'll give this a go, and if we don't like it, we don't like it. The good news is that we've already designed the slice, so I just need to kind of pound a couple of them out. I will change the sprite over still, though, just because it's nice to have continuity of visual, who we're working on and whatnot. Oh, it's giving me little weird lines on the screen. Maybe I'll zoom out. Sorry, it was worth a try. Is Venipede an evolution of another Pokemon? No, Venipede is actually the starting bug of its line. Yeah. Venipede turns into Whirlipede, who looks like this. From memory. It's like a millipede all balled up into a kind of cocoon type of thing. Right? Whirlipede from memory, and then that evolves into like this Scolipede horse centipede thing that I caution you to Google at your own risk because the internet loves this one a little bit too much. Giant, again, from memory. I've probably missed some key details. Y'all can let me know how close I got it. Venesteed! We will be naming, what did we decide to call it? Ponyard next. My goodness, I do love it when I do a magic ring of 1. And then I turn. That's phenomenal. So, okay, there is some logic behind doing a magic ring of 1, by the way. So when you chain to start, I always end up with like a little flat part of the base where the chain is sitting. Sorry, I'm waving my hand in the one spot you guys can't see. Like when I start with a chain, I end up with like a chain base to it, right? Which is kind of a little bit more square. When I start with a magic ring, you cinch that in and you get more of a point to your starting stitch. And I don't know why I've chosen Lotad to be bequeathed this particular detail, but it occurred to me when I was making Lotad, and so that's just kind of what happened. You had a toy Lotad that was like a little rubber ducky? Adorable. It is kind of like a lily duck. Larry is a very good name for him. Bye, Luke. Is that the size of it? Alright, and in my notes I've got I possibly frog the final row. The whole dang opera's fallen apart if there's not enough room for them all in here. So let's see, it goes... They are supposed to fit. I'm flipping what I'm frying. They are a little big. Particularly with 4 of them in there, they become a little all-encompassing. Maybe if I frog that final row, we'll just have a look at what they look like. It's just a wee baby slice. That's going to be better. Yep, okay, we're officially only making these 3 rows. Not 4. Where's my turtle? You are a very fuzzy turtle. Come on. Just all up in everybody's business right now, aren't you, Torty? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eh. Current name list. So Bugsworth, Vinny, Megapede, and Venesteed. Because that's the thing. He's meant to be the smallest, and so if I was making them to scale, then the final evolved form is going to have to be like this. So I'm telling you now, I'm not making them to scale, and she's got because like that's the size of Gyarados. So like she's like it's going to end up about this big. So the Whirlipede is probably going to be really little comparatively, and I'm okay with that. I have made that choice. Aw, I want some birthday cake. It sounds like your partner is taking very good care of you, and I like that. This is so much green left over when I don't actually have a lot of this colour left. So I'm going to try and use the ends here to make another slice. You're saying Venopede's been attacked by Spider-Man? Is it because he's Venom? Maybe all bugs need to be megapotted, then others can be whatever size you want. Maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Putting a lot of work here to not waste any yarn. Let's see if it pays off. Normally I'd do that with colour changes, but that uses slightly more yarn. I don't have a lot of yarn. So we went with the magic knot instead. So really only need to squeeze like 3 stitches out of it. It's an unfortunate place for the knot to fall, but I will deal with that when the time comes. Oh, he was attacked by Spider-Man. I understand. I understand. I've caught up. Scolopede deserves to be the same size as Gyarados. Don't be doing that. Oh, the fun we could have if I started just making things big whenever I felt like it instead of having self-control. You have no idea. I'm glad I shrunk these pizza slices. This is a much better size for them. Means we got 3 for the price of 4. Sorry, 3 for the price of 2. Okay, 1 more little slice, and then we'll sew things on. Sorry, singing tunelessly is like my favorite thing at the moment. It's just like, you just start saying stuff and add a little trill to it. And it's just like, it's not really a song. It's tuneless. Because like I always thought of that as being more like off key or like sounding like bad, but actually it's just like, it's just bringing a little bit more music into things. Scolopede has hands and feet, but Gyarados has lasers. Hard to say who the winner would be. No, Gyarados would win. Gyarados can fly and swim and breathe fire and call lightning and curl whirlwinds. All right, and Scolopede is cool, but Scolopede is also just a bug. Do that when you count. Yeah, I totally, you'll would have heard me do it in all kinds of pattern videos at this point because I've kind of just leaned into it now. But like whenever I'm like counting, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry to anybody who's actually working on anything right now. But yeah, the music comes into play. Trim off all these ends. Alright, man, you need to pull yourself together. What do we do first for you? I think we're going to work on this face first. So I'm actually going to unpin the pizza slices. Flip the sombrero up for extra access. And I do like the location of everything that we've got on here. So I'm going to try and just do this without unpicking anything. Let's grab the white first. Is that cream? It's cream. Boo. Thought I already had a pre-threaded needle. Sometimes I'm ultra organized and I'll have pre-threaded black and white. And just use them on whichever Pokemon need it. Thankfully, these needles are pretty easy to thread. But Scolopede can open doors, can operate an elevator. Okay, that's pretty funny. Okay, gotta try and make your eyeballs neat. Gonna cooperate, or are you gonna act up in front of company? We're experiencing some minor low-tatty tantrums. Go. Yeah, you know what? Here now, that is a very valid point about, yeah, if I was poking into anybody's eye with a needle, you had the right to be a little bit cranky. Just a little bit, though. Yeah. Get your eyeball back on there, sir. Ow! Straight into my thumb. There we go. Okay. That's one eye. They call me One Eye Tad.
No.
What's up?
So Gyarados can blow a door off its hinges.
Yes.
But that does just lead to a destruction of property charge, and so Scolipede wins by default for being able to operate functionally in a society.
I'm just trying to work out where I put my Gyarados. I surely didn't put him in the box.
It cannot win the fight from a jail cell. And so Gyarados loses.
Well, I think that Gyarados is more likely to hurt and injure and kill people accidentally, but Scolipendra is more... No. Scolipede is... Sorry. Scolipede is more likely to do it on purpose, because it's a poison bug.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a giant assassin horse.
Scolipede does seem like the one who would try and get away with it, though, whereas Gyarados wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why that would ultimately lead to his downfall, is his hubris, of course.
No.
And that's why Scolipede wins.
No.
Yep.
I think Scolipede can be tried in a court of law, whereas I don't think Gyarados can.
I think Gyarados can, but I think he will.
And yeah, Gyarados can totally fly. I said he can fly, he can swim.
These are their stories.
These are the... Bum, bum. Who are we making? Sorry, I'm going to catch up here. You want to make the Gyarados with blanket yarn? He's going to be huge. Oh, man, I want to see that. He was so much work even at a smaller size, but while making things bigger does add work to them, it does, because it puts extra strain on your hands. It's kind of the same number of steps. So I don't anticipate it'll take twice as long. I think it'll take about half again as long. So like if it took me an hour, it didn't. It would take an hour and a half in the thicker yarn. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just slow with it. But he's made up in a lot of different segments. He wouldn't form one massive tube that you could climb inside and just be inside the Gyarados. Sorry. I think I'm cross-pollinating somebody else's sleeping bag comment. Yeah. Used to call Scolipede Scoliopede. I keep calling him Scolipendra. And that's Dungeon Crawler Carl's fault, okay? We're blaming Dungeon Crawler Carl for that one there. Do they arrest Pokemon who do crimes if they can speak English? It's not about speaking English. It's about the capacity to understand that what you committed was a crime and the ability to understand that it's wrong. And Meowth absolutely has both the ability to understand it is committing crimes and to understand that what it's doing is wrong. So yeah, should absolutely be tried in a court of law. Whereas like, Gyarados is a force of nature. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just vibing. Scolipede, I reckon, knows what they're up to. I reckon Scolipede knows what they're doing. Okay, you got little eyeballs. They just can't wait to see you. The beak is still going to go on in a minute. I think I'm going to do pupils first, just to finish off these eyeballs. Longer than needed strand, just because. I think in the anime, Ash's Pikachu was under interrogation for something. I don't know if anything in the anime really counts as canon, just because I think that they were so prepared to not be canon themselves. I know it's all technically canon, but also there's just some stuff in there, like Baby Lugia, where they're just like, they're clearly just doing whatever they want, and I love that. You create a cool enough playground. You're allowed to swing on the swings. Alrighty, one little eyeball for our little eyeball coming right up. How do I want to do this? Let's do a little horizontal pupil for you. Gives us a nicer spot. Oh yeah, he's cranky. He's a cranky little pond duck. Happy times then, Keyblade. Imagine putting a Pikachu in handcuffs so he couldn't just melt them off if he felt like it. There we go, and out. When the prior evolution of Gyarados is subject to the boot of evolution, one could argue otherwise. Okay, there we go. You got. He looking. He's peeping. Now I can move the mouth back up into position, and I'm going to sew that on using yellow because it's going to disguise the stitches a little better, I think. Though it has not escaped my notice that I've cheaped out a little bit and made it just a one-dimensional piece. I'm tempted to make a second piece to give it a little bit of body. So I'm not loving that. I'm going to give that a go and just see if we like it better that way. Because it's only it's just a very tiny piece. He does frequently shock a child. The child deserves it. How many Pokemon have I made at this point? I have to keep mentally adjusting for the 6 in Pokemon Black episode 5, which isn't done yet. It's 343 so far of the 1025 that are known, which is not a bad wicket, right? That's not a bad day's work. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm low-key dreading Wind and Waves coming out because I think it's going to throw a real spanner into this works, but if they throw the spanner that they might be planning on spannering, we might just decide to, like, pick a gen and that's our end point, you know? That said, that's awfully bleak. So, for now, the plan is still all of them. I won't talk about the specifics of the thing I'm referring to in Wind and Waves because I'm avoiding spoilers. So I don't know anything except the very first early announcement, and out of respect to everybody who might also be avoiding spoilers, I won't bring up the thing that I found out. There we go. Off with his beak. And sew those 2 little bits together. Got one blobby stitch that's just not blobbing correctly. And now I need a little bit of yellow to sew those 2 together. Not a lot though, just a wee bit. I suppose I needed yellow to sew it onto. I could have cut a little bit of a longer strand. Hang on, I'm going to the Discord. I've been avoiding the Discord ever since I saw Gothatel's feet. Aww, let my man go. He's innocent, man. What did the little face do? Oh, the Angry Bear scissors are right here. They're not on strike. I just grabbed the wrong pair. Okay, you know what? You know what? Mr. Bones, thank you for pasting that comparison into the Discord. My Whirlipede and Scolipede are pretty dang close. I've nailed that. Like, don't get me wrong, they're not exact, but like if you looked at them and you knew that you were identifying Pokemon, you would get the right Pokemon from what I have drawn. I am pleased with myself. I've impressed myself a little bit. So I will say, I can't pat myself on the back too much because when you spend as long making Pokemon as I do and looking at the various gens to try and form puns, then you end up with a little bit of knowledge about stuff. And once you've made every single one of them, you tend to notice tiny details on them. I found that I'm suddenly pretty good at those Pokemon quiz games that a bunch of channels play. It's like suddenly I'm really good at identifying Pokemon body parts, at least in the early gens. Would the Detective Pikachu games count as canon? I don't see why not. I haven't played ZA at all. I don't have a Switch 2. I only have a Switch. For some reason, I think that one's only available on Switch 2. That said, I've been watching... Let's see, I watched Mikey from M&J TV. I remember the name of it this time. Play a bunch of it, and I've watched John from PM7 play a bunch of it too. And it looks fine. It looks fine. I think that Pokemon games in general might have lost the thing that I like about them as a series, which is the national decks, honestly. It's the collecting them all, even the really tricky ones, and then working out how to get your mitts on the really rare ones. And then like the shiny hunting of it all. Like they've made shiny hunting easier, which is a good thing in my opinion, because I don't think it should be something that's gatekept to only people who have thousands of hours to put into finding each one. But at the same time, it does reduce the overall challenge rating of doing it as an activity. And I don't know, my favorite thing about Pokemon was the puzzle of finding them all, collecting them all, evolving them all, watching them turn into different things. I'm glad I went back and hydrate or dihydrate, everybody. I'm glad I went back and made a second layer for this mouth. Okay, now we stitch to the face. Brought up ZA because there was a whirlipede in a tunnel that spooked the heck out of it. Oh, okay, I understand. That makes sense. Oh, what is the name list for our Venipede? Let's get that poll going. ZA is available on Switch. Okay. That is good to know. I don't know if I'll play it online. There's a chance that these streams will at some point merge with the gameplay episodes I do, and they'll just become like one and the same thing. In that case, that probably would be where that comes up. But right now, playing through Pokemon Black is taking up about as much Pokemon as I can stand. No, sorry. I am having fun playing the game. I just mean I don't want to add another Pokemon game into the mix. That was one of your favourite bits of Legends Arceus. Another one I haven't played. Now, that one I should hunt down and play because I do have a Switch. And that does look like fun, even if people seem to have come out of it scarred regarding Paris for some reason. You want to name me? Are you talking about this guy? Beepus McMeepus? Because this guy's name's Larry the Lotad. I'm sorry, we named him last week. But I like the Fungus Among Us vibe that has. Okay, current name list: Sir Bugsworth, Vinny, and Vinny Steed. Are we happy with this? I will leave this for another few minutes to see if any other final names make the cut. You will let me copy and paste you. Paris is the devil incarnate in Legends. See what I mean? Like, everybody's come out of that with a little bit of Paris trauma, and it's just fascinating from an outside perspective. I've found a piece of some yarn that I have put away that I need. Cleaning. Yeah, got it. Just because I forgot, Lotad has a tiny butthole, and we need to sew it shut. We also potentially could sew the sombrero a little flatter, but I honestly think it's holding its shape pretty well and doesn't really need the help. Thank you. Did you get Schloops live? I don't sew on camera very often anymore. Well, see, I loved the little Paris we made. I never really thought twice about him before making him, but like I very much liked the little one that we made. It was I know that it was a pun on Emily in Paris. I think the mushrooms were called Emily. I'm trying to remember what we named the Paris though. I'm gonna look it up. It's something to do. I've got my filters set. That does make it kind of a pain in the tuchus. Where are you? My little mushroom boy. I know you're here somewhere. What number is Paris? Why can I not find him? You know what? We're using the search function. He was not on the screen. That's Sparky. That's someone else. Oh, Lady Pinchington the First, and her mushrooms were named Emily. No wonder I couldn't remember Lady Pinchington the First. That's what we named Paris anyway. So yeah, what are we naming Venipede? It looks like Megapede or Glory Steed are the two options. We've got Venice Steed, so I don't want two Steed options, but we can have Megapede. That's fine. All right, so we're naming this guy, and those are your names. Thank you, Yellowfan. I think you found it just slightly before I did, but because I was looking for it, I didn't see your chat. There we go. One tiny fixed hole. Sorry, I was trying to pick language so it would be safe. Oh my goodness, he's actually such a cute little nugget. I'm so glad I made the beak an extra layer. That has really helped him for me here. ×2. Okay, and we'll now you just need your little pizza slices. And we are doing very well on time for you, so I appreciate you being so cooperative. This is going to be quite fiddly to sew on though. There we go. Are we experiencing a four-way tie? Oh dear. I have no clear favourite in this batch. So I'm sure you guys will make the right choice. Okay, and now we just need a little bit more yarn. And look, we still have some left over for Breloom. It's not much, but it's some. I will deal with any ties as they happen. Let's just see what happens though. Because there's plenty of room to combine some of these names, I think. Everybody should leave pretty happy. Thousand tiny little stitches. Add our little pizza slices. I'm sorry, are you asking Mr. Bones to juice a Pokemon? Oh, sunbathe on the lily pad would be really cute. That would be really cute. Hold on, I feel the need to bring something to this table. We've got time. So like, there's a little lily pad. That just looks like he's upside down. He needs a bigger lily pad. And there can be two sharing a little pad. And they're all wearing their sunscreen. That's an important note here. Is that my juicy pen? Hopefully that's my juicy pen. Juicy enough. This might just be them on a Mama Lotad too.
Little speech bubble from under the water. Get off.
No, she loves her beautiful naked children. All right, I'm going to close off that vote in a second and we'll see what we're dealing with, particularly if it's potentially a tie. Yeah, no, okay, look, there's a little Gudetama influence in there. It wasn't a conscious one, but like, yeah, I get that. Totally. Alrighty, closing off the name vote. Okay, it was very close, but we do have a winner. It looks like it's Vinny with 33% of the vote. Then came Sir Bugsworth and Megapede, both tied for 23%, and Venesteed at 21%. So thank you to everybody who voted. This is now formally Vinny. One thing I'll add is that while this is going to be considered the name, when we make like Whirlipede or Scolipede, there's always potential for like a slight reworking of the names as well, if we decide we want to do a little group thing. So please, nobody be... I think Vinny's a perfectly good name. They can't all be perfect punchlines either. Sometimes just names are good names. There you are. Vinny. Wait. Okay. So the next one we have to name is the one that I can't say properly. It is... I've been referring to him as the Goober, but that's not actually a name. That's just me coming up with a different way of saying it. So today we're saying it as Pon-Yurd. But he is the one who can basically perfectly ride any of the Pokemon that I made the other day. So we are going to start naming him. Giving you guys a real workout regarding names today. So I understand if you're like, if you're getting a little, oh, the top just snapped straight off that pin. Telling you, these ones here really do need to get thrown away. They're starting to get like, it's perhaps a little bit more dangerous than most. Let's just pop that away. Any chance of me finishing that previous sentence is gone. I have no idea what I was prattling on about. Ooh, Loyal Knight is fun. You made a pizza, Lotad? Oh, I love him. Okay, so that's one little slice. Unfortunately, we don't have a very long tail there to help me hide it. There we go. All right. Serenity? Oh, that's cute. I get that. Now, he has 2 evolutions now, doesn't he? Because I know there's one in this gen. He turns into Bisharp. But there's another one now, right? There's like a some sort of chess master dude. Okay, current name list is Loyal Knight, Zorro the Ponyard, Sir Spike, and Serenity. Now, for anybody who wasn't here for the start of the stream, the reason I'm saying Ponyard instead of how it's actually pronounced is I'm not just messing with you guys like I normally am. That is because YouTube automated subtitles turns the actual name of this Pokemon into something atrocious when I say it. So I am just trying to like help the algorithm out a little bit by keeping it a different set of syllables. Because I don't want to have to go through this whole stream and find every time I say it and fix it in the subtitles. It's the sort of thing that's very funny when it's happening to someone else. Ooh, favorite Pokemon from Gen 3. Oh, that's a tricky one. It honestly might be Loudred. I have such a soft spot for the Whismur Loudred Exploud line, but specifically Loudred. Though I also adore Breloom. So yeah, my favorites have kind of come up a bit early this time. I really do love the bugs in all gens, though. Don't know if there's any good... Are there any good bugs in Gen? I like the Dustox I've already made. Stabitha? Oh, Stabitha is great. Trade Garden. Yeah, thanks. That's actually a really helpful one. You like Tropius? Ah, yes. For some reason, Tropius is the fruit Pokemon. And I know it's because he has chin bananas, but, y'all, if you have chin bananas, go see a doctor. But it's just so weird to me that of all of the possible features people could have fixated on for Tropius, he is officially the fruit Pokemon. Not the Pokemon that's literally a fruit, like Cherim, but Tropius. The Brontosaurus! Who can fly with his dopey little wings. No, he's great. I have great fondness for Tropius too. Wurmple is cute. His little butt face. Though, okay, that's a good question. Are you guys Beautifly people or Dustox people? Because I was always Dustox. And I actually happen to have Dustox right here, right now. That's Dustine the Dustox. Whose colours show up beautifully on this camera, I have to say. It looks so pretty. And yeah, no, Wurmple's a good little guy. I'll admit that I'm kind of cross-pollinating Gen 5 and Gen 3 in my head a little bit. It's a little bit, they're getting a little bit mixed up. Oh, neither for you. Okay. No, no, it's cute. It's like a little kitten mouth. That's all. It's not a butt face. It's a little like, again, drawing from memory. He's just a cute little spiky caterpillar guy, right? Okay, I know I flubbed something about the head. Maybe it's supposed to have like dedicated points instead of just general spikiness. Yeah, that's totally just a little like kitten mouth. That's not a butt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for calling it a butt. I didn't mean to ruin your favorite Pokemon. Cherim I do think is more of a flower, but then flowers become fruits when they're pollinated. Your team dust docks after listening to Beautifly Dex entry? Beautifly is pretty much a jerk. Oh dear. Well, it's always interesting to me that, like, butterflies are thought of as, like, these pretty, graceful fairy things, but then I suppose fairies also have a dark side to them, depending on the lore you follow. But, because, like, butterflies pretty much, I'm pretty sure most of them aren't, like, they pollinate, but they also are attracted to corpses. Like, specifically the monarch butterflies are, anyway. They love the smell of dead things. You think you like Beautifly, but it's a close call. The anime had it doing contests and made Silver Wind seem like such a fancy move. Yeah, the anime wrote some big checks at times. That's true, no one does suspect the butterfly. I'm just saying, a human being should stay very far away from any homesteading monarch butterflies. So if they decide to shore up their own food supply, you're on the menu. Let's tuck that end in. We've got 3 little pizza slices down. I think we're ahead of schedule on this guy. Butterflies have pretty privilege? Yeah. I've always disliked them because they're really hard to crochet. Well, not always, but since becoming a crocheter, I've disliked them because, like, doing the patterns on the wings is hard. And whenever they crop up in things like, okay, this guy, it turned out okay. But, like, the Beautifly's wings are going to be a nightmare. They're going to make my life hard. And so I'm just like, no, I don't want to see you, Beautifly. Go back. Which Pokemon am I most excited to make from the Gen 3 Pokédex? I will have to have a look. Let me have a little look. So I'll stick to ones that we haven't made yet. Because most excited is such a vague thing. Because, like, there's ones that I really love that I'm not excited to make because they're complicated or I don't know how to approach them yet. I actually think Nosepass is going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Not looking forward to, like, I love the Aron, Lyron, Aggron Pokemon. Love them. Not looking forward to making them. They seem a little complex. I do love me some Trapinch. He's a little cutie pie. I actually think Claydol is going to be fun. He's going to have to be pretty big, but I think he's going to be fun to make. Can't remember if the question was which one am I looking forward to or which one am I not looking forward to. Laleep and Cradley also look like a lot of fun to me. Sphere is just a ball. Milotic, not looking forward to. Milotic looks hard. I love Anorith and Armaldo as well. But again, they look hard. So it's like, I love them, which probably just means that I'm going to make them way too big, which is going to make making them easier. But unfortunately, having that little bit of plausibility behind making a silly decision like making them huge doesn't make them any easier. Not really. Does Gen 5 have a moth Pokemon? Oh, they have... Hang on, they got a bunch of bugs. Do I have Gen 5 on here? I don't. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I might do a little scroll and see if I can find one. The bugs are normally pretty early in the range. They've got a bunch of bats. Some frogs. There's Swaddle up to Leavanny, but that's more of a praying mantis. Fungus. That's grass though, that's not a bug. Ooh, no, that's not a moth either. Oh, there's the fire moth. Oh, the really cool one. Hang on, what's it called? I'm scrolling still to try and find it. Volcarona. Flippin' Volcarona, man. That is Volcarona. Ha! Volcarona is totally a moth. Volcarona is like so cool. So I've actually looked up where, if any, Pokemon you're just like given in the game. So I can time that out. And actually, I probably should have looked up where the legendaries were. That would have helped. Just because I know that we're going to need new teammates in Pokemon Black soon. For various reasons. And there's a fossil that I think is coming up pretty soon. But you get given a Larvesta. But that's in the post game, and so I'm like, I can't rely on that one there. That's the only reason I'm bringing this up. I'm just like, I looked up when you get given that, and the answer is not for a very long time, and it would have been randomized anyway. There's any chance, like any second, any of the 2 guys on our team, 3 guys on our team, 4, however many guys I have on my team when you guys last saw it, can turn into it at any moment. I love Volcarona. I do. He's going to turn out at least the same size as this guy, possibly bigger.
Ooh. 10 minutes remaining.
Oh, that one would have got me by surprise. Thanks to Mr. Bones, it doesn't get to. Favorites that I've done so far? Possibly all from Gen 1, because they're the ones that like really stand out to me, but then once I do the review for Gen 2, they'll probably be added to the list. So I can tell you that I really loved how Slowbro turned out. I really loved how Gyarados turned out, and I really loved how Onix turned out. As I said, they're all from Gen 1, but that's because they're the ones that I've spent the most time staring at between putting the poster together, making the Gen 1 video. I haven't started making the Gen 2 video yet, and yeah. I'll probably find that there's some Gen 2 ones. There's probably some Gen 2 mons that end up on that list as well once I go through them all again, because a lot of them I haven't seen since I first crocheted them. They've just been in the box and on... I suppose they're on the Pokédex scroll, but they are. I never really like look at them individually once they're added. Let's just flick the Pokédex on and see if I can see any that I like in there. Let's see. Really liked Ho-Oh. I actually think Magby turned out really cool. Yeah. Can't wait to see some of these guys again. Politoed turned out great. Crobat turned out pretty good too, based on that picture. Yeah, there's some ones in there that turned out really cute that I like a lot. I love how I simultaneously managed to like make Tyranitar and completely fail to make Tyranitar. But nevertheless. Oh, hi Daiquiri, hi Mitch, happy time zone. Let's weave that end in. This guy's nearly done. We're nearly finished one. Hooray! No longer on the list. I mean, he still needs typing and photos and Pokédexing and all that jazz, but like, he no longer needs crafting, and that's a plus. Anything that can be removed from the to-do list is just a win. And the fact that today isn't adding anything new to the to-do list is also very good. I present to you Larry the Lotad. I wouldn't say he's pleased to meet you. Honestly, he kind of resents it. He's got tiny little nubs. He's got his little pizza slices on his back. He's very cute. I actually like him a lot. I think he's turned out really, really sweet. Excellent. And we're back out, and we have 6 minutes spare. The boy, indeed. Cool, so he's done. Did I see your baby raccoon on the Discord? You posted him a while ago. Was he a photo of a real raccoon or a crocheted one? I've seen a lot of raccoons on the Discord. I might have seen your specific one. I always love to see the photos of raccoons when they come up. Do we have a name for this guy yet? Should we start a poll? I'm going to put Goober in the poll. He's Goober who rides like a man. We are doing WIP on the 23rd. It's just I really needed this today. Like I was so creatively blocked and I just could not bring myself to add more to the pile. So this is good. This is just helping me work through some of it. Let's see. We also have... Oh, they've changed a lot. We have Gabatha. And we have real one. He chirped! Oh, baby! I'm sorry. I'm jealous that you guys get raccoons. But then, like, we get brushy-tailed possums, and they're pretty cute, too. Sir Spike. And Zorro the Poniard has stuck around for a little bit. Dang it, I said the actual name. Zorro the Trade Garden. There we go. So you're currently naming this little guy. Hello. And I wonder if he can ride some of the others. Oh, yep, see, look. He is just on board for the piggyback. The spiders are blocking the view, but he's on there. Alrighty, so I have 4 minutes to like reset here, so I can put this back away because that's definitely all done for the ones that we need to make. I still need pale yellow for the Loudred, so that goes back in the box. I actually think I'm done with that colour too. Oh no, that was still being used for Rosie. Right, well, while you guys pick the name for Poniard, I'm just going to go take a quick little break. It won't be the full 10 minutes, and then we'll be back and we'll pick who we're making next. Yeah. Sorry, I just didn't want to leave LeChonk behind. There's our boy. Hey buddy, how you doing? Good. Alrighty, y'all have picked a name for our little goober, and that name is formally Stabitha at 41%. Then came Sir Spike at 30%, Goober at 20%, and Zorro the Poniard at 9%. So let's just pop that name in there. There you are. Stabitha. Oh, I saw the baby raccoon and it did squeak and it absolutely made my day. I looked it up while I was on break. When did we change out the music for the breaks? I accidentally picked the wrong song when I was putting together the sketch slideshow. So it wasn't a deliberate choice, but people seem to like the new music, and so like I'm happy to like rotate through a couple of different options. Night Rachel, if you happen to still be here, thanks for hanging out. Okay, so we need to pick somebody else to make now that we've managed to finish one. Huzzah! And we've named you. Let's pull back in the options here. So the options are 1, Breloom. Oh, Taddy, you are so cute. He's just the grumpiest little guy. He's such a pleasing little puck, you know? Okay. I'll pop you there. You can be Time Master. Master of all time. Chrono Master, if you will. We'll do Exploud at... Not Exploud. Loudred at 2. I keep doing that. We'll put Rosie at 3. And... I don't want to put Kalava in the vote. I'm feeling too meh about it. But I will put Lugia back at 4, just so that we have 4 options. I don't really want to work on this one because it's white on white and it's going to be boring to look at. So don't pick that one, but I wanted to have a full poll anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Who are we working on? This will probably be our last chunk. You loved having him. You named him Nagamo, which means he who sings in a local indigenous language. Cute! He looks like such a little sweetie pie. I'm glad that you were able to look after him. Whew. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. I'll give you guys a second to vote while I get set back up over here with who I think you're going to pick. Set up with a lot of yarn offcuts today. I need to get some sort of trash can in here of sorts, but honestly I'm worried that it'll just encourage me to put a lot of trash in here. I want to work on the tongue? Daiquiri, I'm gonna need some context. Because I don't understand that statement. I don't know how long to leave this. I didn't see the raccoon plushie. I'm sorry. I was just scrolling through and when I saw a video, I clicked. Let me have another look while I wait for this poll to go through. Ooh, pretty. Sorry. Just scrolling back through Takari's weekend. Lovely. Look at the baby with the baby. Does have a little plush and he's in a little tub. He's such a little guy. I hope he's okay. I mean, I'm assuming he's getting checked out because someone found him by himself or something. Excuse me. Sorry, I just scrolled up and I can see somebody else has quoted me in the Discord. If you have chin bananas, go see a doctor. Sprouts just come in going, Tropius? Which is just very entertaining to me. You want to work on the tongue is in reference to option 2. I wondered, but he does already have a tongue. Bleh. Like, that could have been it. Honestly, if we pick this one here, I'm going to go straight in for probably ear first and then arm and leg. And that'll might be the time we have. Okay, I'm going to close that off just because I feel like there is a clear-cut decision and I would like to keep moving forward. So, it looks like we're going to be working on cacophony. Yep, you picked number 2 with 43% of the vote. Then came number 1 at 32%, 3 at 15%, and 4. 10% of you voted for 4 after I asked you not to. It's fine. I made it an option. I knew it was a possible outcome. It would have been fine. I think I inhaled some yarn. Okay, we have 1 hour on the clock. Move you guys out the way. No, not a lot of plants. And here we have the start of our Loudred. I'll change the sprite back over. Where is the sprite? For the record, I did have the Lotad sprite turned on. He's just invisible for some reason. Could you jump into the middle of the screen? Oh, there he is. He's large for some reason, but he's there. There we go. Turned up just in time to leave. Sorry. Sorry about that. See, and we're making Loudred. Oh, look, they could be twins. We'll pop you there, pop you up there, and let's grab the colours we need for you, which are that. I'm working on it.
No, I'm inhaling all the yarn, so you don't have to.
There we go. And I don't think we need any of the internal mouth pinks. Oh, no, we do. Look at the inside of those ears. Do I have those here? Could you go see if the antique rose pink is on my desk? Thank you. It should just be a ball of pink. Because I think that's the colour that goes inside the ears. Not the same colour. Oh, maybe it's the same colour as the tongue. Maybe we get away with using this one. It looks very pink here, though. I think I'd rather use the antique rose. It looks like the answer was no. I can see him coming back with other colour instead. So I'll grab that one out of the bin.
Is this it?
No, but thank you, honey. I grabbed one out of my bucket. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I might need a second. Turn the mic off before saying I'll be right back. Sorry. why they call it an asthma attack and not an asthma picnic. Sorry, that hit me quite suddenly. Awesome. So I have the colors I need here. We need teeth. We need, maybe a little bit of black as well. Awesome. Okay. So the pieces we need to make, I'm actually got an excuse to use my paper here. These ears, man, these ears. I know we spend a lot of time drawing them out carefully, but I don't know how many spoilers there are on previous pages now because I tend to just like sketch around the margins once we're done with stream. So these ears look like speakerphones from the front, and I'm going to try and stitch those rings in. So that's like start in black, row of pink, row of black, row of purple. And then from behind, they have a mark on them, don't they? I need to try maybe scroll back up and see if I can relocate the... Loudred photos from a few weeks ago. That's Breloom, so we've hit last week.
If you want, I'll link you to them.
That'd be great, honey. Okay. And I don't mind if I don't get much of a like spoke in at the bottom of them. It's just I feel like these have like a circle or something on the back of them. I can get started in the meantime though. Yeah.
There you go.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, so they do have a ring on the back of them as well. Like that. You can kind of see it. You know what I'm on about. All right, so I've got to try and be very contained here. I'm going to just try and work this as a normal progression of just like 6, then 12, then 18, and hopefully that doesn't turn out too big. Or you might just be a very big-eared Loudred. It happens. Sometimes you have to grow into your ears later in life. Okay, so that's our first ring. We'll change to our pink. I'm going to go back loops only just to try and keep this a little bit neater. I don't want to do like slip stitches and then stitching over the top. I think that's way too complicated for what we're trying for here. But we will back loop it just to give us a little bit more definition. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8. 11 and 12, and so that 12 should have been a change in colour. The other option is that I make this whole piece in black, like the first 2 rows in black, and then I just do a little like pink ring around them as well. But I want to see this first and see if we like this scale first, because I think it's going to come out big enough. Appreciate you for adding them though. So this is good. With these all progressed a little bit, I'm going to spend my afternoon catching up on some other whips. Maybe starting that design a little bit. And trying my best to stay out of the supermarket. Those who understand, understand. Though I do, okay, here's the thing. I do have my first ever game of D&D coming up soon. It's not this week, it's in a couple of weeks, but I'm a little bit nervous about it. It's only a one-shot. Mr. Bones is obviously an avid player, but I've never played before. That's right. But Honey, the faster I finish my solo playthrough, the faster I can get you in there to help me sort the rest. So that's the other lure of the supermarket. We never really leave the supermarket. Have fun shopping, Loot. Okay, I'm worried these are too big. But I'm hopeful. I live in hope, said the priest to the princess. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous about it. I tend to go a little non-verbal around groups of people I don't know. So yeah. Am I considering really making a Pokemon skeleton to keep Mr. Bones company? I'm not ruling it out. Halloween's coming up. I might do some sort of animal skeleton. I don't know if it'll be a Pokemon skeleton because I want to make it cool, and if I want to make it cool, then it's just mean to not be able to release a pattern for it afterwards. There we go. Okay, so that is the first attempt at the ear. We'll see if it's going to work for us. I actually think that is a really nice scale with everything else. It's a little... No, it's nice. I like it. And I'm actually going to use back post stitching to help it like fold in on itself a little bit, give it a little bit of a concavity. I'm going to write down what I just did because I didn't write down a single row of that. I forgot that that's kind of part of the job. Pink, and then black, and then purple. All the colour changes. This is back loops, this is back loops, and this is back loops. Single, increase, single. And then we're going to do 24 back single crochet. Yeah, images from the Pokemon Museum. Absolutely. Because like that Dragonite skeleton was just, it was cool. I don't know if I'd pick Dragonite to do as our skeleton. But if I do a skeleton, I'm a little bit torn between doing one that actually is a little bit more realistic. Like Mr. Bones has my very best attempt at making a realistic skeleton at that scale. And so doing an animal like that, or I kind of have a soft spot for those really stupid plastic ones you see coming out around Halloween every year, where this is like they've included things that are absolutely not bone as part of the skeleton, or they've taken like a spider and they've pretended that spiders have skeletons. It's like there's something kind of fun about the octopus skeleton, you know? When actual reality would have the octopus just being a beak. Thank you, Mr. Bones, for your assistance there. Yeah, the nonsense skeletons, don't get me wrong, I understand why they enrage some people a little bit, but it's just like, I just think that they're kind of silly, and they're fun. No one really thinks that's what the skeletons look like, surely. Okay, there we go.
For Halloween,
yes,
you could combine it with a little bit of what's the day where people give flowers to each other and chocolates and
Valentine's Day.
Promises are not intended to keep.
Flowers, chocolates, Day. Promises they don't intend to keep.
You could crochet a bouquet of flowers. Sorry, skeleton flowers.
Skeleton flowers.
So like the skeleton of flowers. There's like little bones going up and then like little round bones for the petals.
Yes. Okay. That's
completely nonsense skeleton.
No, it's a little bit like Dios de los Muertos, a little bit, you know, yes. Like skeletons and flowers and
a little bouquet of skeleton flowers.
Yeah, or like a pot plant that's just a little like Venus flytrap but bones.
Yes. Oh, a Venus flytrap skeleton would be awesome.
Yeah.
With a tiny little skeleton fly in its mouth.
Oh, it's just like the skeleton leaves kind of write themselves, don't they? With just like a spinal cord down the middle. and then like ribs.
Oh yeah, I like that. And then you could have like ribs for the mouthy piece, and then like little teeth, and then a little tiny skeleton fly inside.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. There is a thought there.
Skeleton fly making panicked skeleton sounds.
Gotta love those panicked skeleton sounds. Have I seen Clint's reptile room and his Halloween animal skeleton anatomy once a year when people send in awful skellies? I haven't. I used to watch somebody who... This is going to sound like such a weird thing. I used to watch somebody who unboxed lizards. And other reptiles. I can't remember the specifics around it. I know that I wasn't feeling morally conflicted about the practice, and so I'm assuming it was some sort of rescue. Because otherwise, like, unboxing live animals is probably taking the unboxing trend a little far. But no, I think that like it was something that wasn't morally grey. But I don't think it was Clint's reptile room. I don't remember who it was now. Favorite animal? Ooh, okay. So there's the convenient answer, which is probably like, it's an owl. But then like growing up it was polar bears, and these days I'd be really hard picked to pick one. I have such a soft spot for bugs these days that I never had before, and birds fill me with such ridiculous joy that they also, it's just one of those things I'm just like, I don't know what my favorite is if I'm trying to actually answer the question. That said, that's probably not, I probably answer questions probably not the most straightforward of ways sometimes. Because I take them a little literally. I like many creatures. I like all the creatures. I like the lizardy creatures, and I like the furry creatures, and I like the feathery creatures, and ooh, scaly creatures are okay. You know what? I think fish are my least favorite, but I also have a soft spot for fish. There we go. I hope that narrowed it down. It's easy for me to name things that I don't like. Or go with a real skeleton that's bonkers, or a toucan with a giant beak. Yeah, those beaks are ridiculous. Andromeda, I've thought about bug exoskeleton before, but I think I kind of want to toy with embroidery for that, because otherwise crocheting a bug and crocheting a bug skeleton is kind of the same. Like, it's kind of the same thing. To be fair, Andy, we don't know what color your skeleton is until we have a look. There are some medications that can turn your bones different colors, and you just don't know because you don't really look at your bones that often. Enjoy that image. Where do I want to put this black ring? I might have to stitch the ring on the back on, just because of a myriad of reasons, largely to make my life a little bit easier. Or I'll make like a little cap to put on the back that has the final black circle. I think that works too. Have I ever seen a dragonfish? I don't know. Favorite fish? Possibly eels. And that's mostly because we don't know very much about them. And there's something about that just I like a lot. Okay, I'm jumping back down. Awesome. Yes, toucan skeletons do look like seagulls who got their heads stuck in a box of popcorn. I agree. Are dragonfish those ones that have all like the various fronds on them? Goal unlock, find out what... No. It is my official position that you should not seek to find out what color your bones are. Please. I would never recover from somebody doing something awful. That's true. Magikarp might be my favorite fish. I do love Magikarp. That's what I mean about like I picked them as my least favorite. That doesn't mean that I don't still love them. I'm very creaturey. Least favorite animal probably humans, but that's not for nothing. I think that we're hopeful little goobers, but I also don't enjoy making them. So kind of something has to be the least favorite. You have hit the last color in the ombre scheme. Hey! Halfway done. Halfway done is noticeable. Like at that point, you know that you're like on the way home again. Like think about it. If you're walking for like 20k and you hit the 10k mark, like yeah, there's still 10k ahead of you, but you know that every step is bringing you closer to home now. Dragonfish. Those are very interesting looking guppies. Angry Bear, I hope you're okay. Oh, no, you're sorry. I thought you were saying that you had just done that with an angle grinder. I'm glad that this is in the past. Please be careful. Here we go. One cacophonous ear. Cacophony is the name of Loudred, by the way. Oh, hey, we should be working on a name for Servine. Would you like to name Servine? I'll pop him right there above the name this icon. We are naming Servine. Sorry, I've got like an itchy spot on my cheek. Must have been bitten by something. Thank you, Mr. Bones. Always supportive. Well, what's interesting about thumbs, and I know this from personal experience as well, is that thumbs have such high blood flow that they're low-key a little bit regenerative, like a human liver. Whereas like if you cut a chunk out of your thumb, there's a good chance that it'll eventually regrow. Devil in the details, you're pushing Beepus McMeepus a lot today, and you know what? Yeah, Beepus McMeepus can be one of the names if it survives to the end. Yeah, so I'm kind of skipping the little stemmy bit that's supposed to like poke him up a little bit, but I think it's okay. I think we'll still get the right vibe here. I should have just done one of those rows in black and then change back to purple. Now I have to stitch them on. Maybe I can unravel that and do it now.
Back of the ear speaker has a circle on it.
Yeah, I know, honey. I consciously skipped it, but now I'm going back and adding it. I thought I was going to just stitch it on afterwards, but I've changed my mind. Y'all are posting some really creepy fish in the Discord right now. I was chopping carrots my first year of uni, and I slipped and I got my thumb. And I always had I still have a very slight little divot in my thumb, but yeah, it basically you can barely tell it's there anymore. I don't think we've named Snivy either. I can look that up if you guys are interested. Well, I'm not saying we're naming Snivy, it's just sometimes it adds to the name. Snivy has not been named yet either, so we don't have a naming convention. One, two, three, 4, 5, and 6, and we need to go back one more row. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There should be 18 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 18, and there is. And so we will change back to our black and just stitch the ring in. Even if it looks a little sloppy, it's going to reduce the barrier to entry of getting this fellow done. Sorry. I'm reading chat and it's amusing me a little bit, but I don't know if I want to read it out loud. Oh, sky across the palm from grabbing a tray that was too hot is pretty rough. Alright, and we need to change that to black and this to purple. Do you need to be put in separate corners? It's lovely that you worry about each other. Mr. Barnes! Okay, I unfortunately knew about the tonguefish, but I was not expecting it to come up today. Sorry about the quiet stream. We're just focusing on getting that ring in. There we go. Angry Bear Ironworks, I hereby grant you immunity to the tonguefish. Oh my goodness, it's been forever since I've thought about Shoop de Whoop. Which is, oh, that's such a memory for me as well, because during my uni days, someone in my class photoshopped that onto my face. That was my profile picture on Facebook for a really long time. Okay. The ring on the back of the ear is a little bigger, I think, than it's supposed to be technically, but it's as small as I can get it with stitches. So that is all stitched in color changes, and I'm pretty happy with that. Plonk you down there. The weird wobbly ends of the rose I'll put against the head so it's less obvious when we sew it on. So that's an ear. I'm going to make the second ear right away so that because otherwise it just becomes like a thing, you know? No, I'm thinking no. Maybe we do one of the other pieces instead. Maybe I'll start making some little teeth knobs. Is that white or cream? It looks cream to me. But that's cream. So this must be white. The yellow light is just doing its thing on me a little bit today. My goodness, chat is not a cheery place right now. I fear I have failed to curate the vibe. Alright, I'm making one little nubby tooth here, because then at least that path is set. I decided not to make the second ear straight away because it's way easier for me to sit down and just duplicate pieces than it is for me to, like, pull myself together and design pieces we don't have yet. A topic change would be nice, I agree. So oh no, that's just going to lead us straight back to cannibalism. I recently saw Life of Pi. And the cinematography in that movie was beautiful. It was very beautifully shot. I can see why, I can't remember if it won all of the Oscars, but I can see why it was at least nominated for all of the Oscars. There you go. Oh, you're... Yeah, I was going to embroider the black circle, but I went back and I stitched it in because it just felt like a hurdle that I was leaving in my own path. I do think that turned out okay. It's always an option to embroider on if you're making your own later. Just skip the color change, and it'll be there, blank and ready to go.
Can I make a pitch?
Yeah, sure.
With the tooth?
The whole tooth and nothing but the tooth?
Yeah. What if you did another row that was like with like 3 or 4 increases? That was yellow, the same as the jaw.
Oh, I think that was originally the plan. Now that you've pointed that out, because yeah, the mouth is supposed to have like a slightly different shape.
Because they don't go into the gum; they go into the lips.
Yeah,
which is a strange place to put teeth, to be honest.
But if we're going to start questioning Pokemon anatomy, it's a slippery slope, really.
Yeah.
I think that we kind of just have to accept some things.
No, I vote that we question all of the Pokemon anatomy.
Nah.
Like, where is this one's stomach? Is it in the top of his head or the bottom of his tummy?
It's in his butt.
I don't know if there's enough room. Maybe his lungs are in his legs.
Well, we know that he does eat, though, because he does have a poop chute.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's got the little tube at the back.
Yeah, the little tube, butt tube.
I imagine they look like rabbits.
They what?
Like, not a whole rabbit, but like rabbit poops. Like Maltesers.
I've missed something here and it's thrown me for a loop entirely.
You're talking about his butt.
I was, and then suddenly we're talking about rabbits and I missed some connective thread.
I assume his poop looks like rabbits.
Oh!
Yeah.
Like actual bunny shaped?
No, not like a whole rabbit. like little Maltesers.
Oh, yep, okay, I'm now back up to speed with what's happening.
There we go.
That was a ride for a second there. This is the guy they mean when they say someone is all mouth, no trousers. Here now, I have never heard that expression before. What's the application for it? Can you give me the context? I'm fascinated by stuff like this. Okay. Talks a lot of rubbish but doesn't go through with it. Okay, sure. That makes sense. Because there's one that I've heard, which is it's something along the lines of like all ranch, no cattle. That just means that you're like a few bales short of a load. You know, you're a little bit lacking upstairs. The wheel is turning, but the hamster is dead. Lights are on and nobody's home. So it's a slightly different thing. This has unfortunately made the teeth look very monstery. And, I'm not sure I'm loving it. But they are meant to have just a little bit more of a thing going. Biscuit's not done in the middle. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, I've not heard a shed of a tool belt.
Knife sharp of a drawer.
Sorry? Knife sharp of a drawer. You've been trying to remember the word denomination for the last 10 minutes and accidentally said departments. You know what? Depending on context, you could do that. As long as you weren't trying to say domination. Because, like, world denomination is a little bit different. Let's try that again. See if the first one was a fluke or if the pattern actually works. Oh, any Servine names coming through? Any strong opinions? I feel like we've already like churned out a few names today, and so I understand fully if we're a little burned out on the naming. Current name list: Beepus McMeepus, Servine, Serendipity, and Dragonfish. Oh, was the Dragonfish relevant in relation to this? You name him Eggs? Wait, we already have an Eggs. We can't do that. We can't. We've already got an Eggs. I'm so sorry. Mr. Bones, I feel like I'm having a stroke. Can you please tone that down a little bit?
Sorry, I just realised that I could do this.
Yeah. You're mixing your analogies, and I literally feel like my brain is twitching. Okay, I don't know if I like the little yellow thing around it because it's making them like protrude a lot, but I'm going to leave it on there until we've built the rest of the face, because with the rest of the face details, the teeth might suddenly start making sense like this. It's hard to say. Feet. Yes, the feet. So the feet have toenails in white, which we'll try and build in, and they have a yellow foot pad. And other than that, they're just little stumpy guys. So I might even just do a full-on haunched leg, rather than trying to do like the proper knee bend. We'll just haunch it on up. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. That's okay, that's fun. Kills two birds in the bush. Oh, they're called Malifaux. Okay. Yeah, it's not brain science, it's not rocket surgery. Sorry, Bunny's just sitting there twitching.
There
I've
is
only just noticed.
No, what this is. Like, there's some amazing ones here. Like, the road to hell is green on the other side.
Oh no. Yeah, you can lead a gift horse to water, but don't look in its mouth. I can see that this is going to take over an unusual amount of my life, and I'm totally here for it. You can bring one man's horse to another man's trash, but you can't make it drink treasure. I added a third one in there a little bit. How big are your feet? They're just not that big at all. Feet. Yellow. Magic ring 6. It's changing to purple. And I did work in the back loop. Go me. 6 increases. Then I'm going to do one of these. It's a triangle, but it's not going to be equilateral. I think it's an isosceles when it's two sides the same. Or is that scalene? It's either a scalene or an isosceles triangle. It doesn't have a right angle in it. Then we'll go just a regular increase at the back there, and a regular increase and a regular increase, but with only 12 stitches to use. I will make the foot 2 across at the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leaving us... That's not going to work. It has to be an odd number at the front. Yeah. 1 or 3 is the answer here then. I think 3 is too wide. We have to do 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's 4 and that's 4. We're going to give that a go. Malafor? I love Malafor for Servine. Alright, I'm starting that name poll, everybody. He is the last one we're naming today. And good job, everybody. We actually managed to name all 6. Which I didn't see coming. Honestly, I was hoping to get through 3 of them. 6 is a lot to name in 3 hours, so you've done very well. Everybody gets a cookie. Ah, I've lost you. There you are. Whew. Increase 1, increase, and then it should be 4, and then an increase. Yeah, I'm glad all of our ducks could be on the same page too. I don't think I've come up with a single good one, but I'm really having a good time leeching off all of yours. Okay, it's a good size flipper. And in the next row, I will make 2 little toenails as well. So that is... there and there. Is this... Wait, I've got one. The cat's got his tongue in the bag. Did I do it? Am I doing it?
I believe so.
Hey! When life gives you birds, make bushes. Stuck between a rock and a lemonade. I think mine are bad. I think I'm bad at this. I think this is okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and call it. We are at the weird part of the stream. These have just gotten very strange. We're naming Servine Bumblebee. This guy here. There is a little scribbled name this on the page, but it is getting a little bit covered as we go. For some reason, my camera's decided to auto-adjust its settings again. There we are. You opened a can of worms, now lie in it. That's... See, these are so good. You guys are so clever. Walk a mile in somebody else's lemons. When the cows freeze over. I think these toenails are too far apart, but if I do a decrease in the next row, it'll pull them back in. That said, my row count is off. I don't know what's happened there, but it is. I don't really want to go back and do it again. 12, so it was 4, 5, 9, 12. So that should have been up to 15. And that is 15. I might just have to chuck a sneaky increase in there and carry on. Might have even started with a magic ring of 5. Which would be throwing everything off as well. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Yeah, we're short a stitch. I've just skipped an increase somewhere, which is annoying, but I'll just chuck a little increase in the back here and we'll keep going. I'll find out pretty quickly with the second foot if anything is horribly broken. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. That gets our count back in line. In the next row. It does sound a little urban legendy. The bunny badger who walks around with a bag full of body parts, and if you find one lost and take it to the bunny badger will look. If you find one lost and take it, bunny badger will look for it and find you. Yeah, it's like a craft room cryptid. It's just like, don't mess with my craft stuff. Bunny badger will get you. I think bunny badger has just formally been dubbed a cryptid. Congratulations, bunny badger, on your promotion.
You are at the 10-minute mark.
That's good that I started the name poll already. Anyway, thank you all for humouring me by letting me do this today. Like I said, I know it's not Whip Week. I know that that's technically 2 weeks away. But I'm sure that, like, as you can see, we've just put 3 hours into them and all of them are still, like, we got one finished and all of them are still needing hours more work. So I'm sure you can appreciate what that does to somebody like me, to just have this endless pile of hours and hours of work staring at them while you try and be creative over here and get your taxes done. Sorry, the taxes are coming up a lot for me right now, but I will resolve that, and then it'll clear some of the headroom for some other stuff. So yeah, no, I appreciate y'all letting me like not do anything new this week. I'm absolutely going to give him a little nose. Okay, it's got a little foot pad. It's got 2 little claws. I'm going to put little weights in them because I'm learning from my mistakes. Aha, there's weights in the eyeball. See, one of these is all Gothitelle needed in her base. This guy's just getting some little pebbles. They live in the eyeball. I love my eyeballs. That's the little one, and then I've got the bigger one up there as well. They were a Christmas present from Mr. Bones one year, and then the eyeballs were technically meant for it's not Benjamin. I was gonna say it's not Bimothy. Yeah, Angry Bear Ironworks. You're our mystical dwarf friend, and then Bunny Badger being a cryptid is highly appropriate. Welcome to the Pantheon. That's 4, and then we'll grow this back out. 1, 2, 3. Goblivid. We're naming Servine at the moment. Okay, sorry, taking time to write down the notes. I actually think that's as chubby as we make it, because his foot does stick out the front a little bit, so maybe that's size. So 13 around now. 2. All right, I'm closing off that name vote in a second. Anybody who hasn't voted yet, get your votes in quick. There's a madness to my method. Look, okay, we've all been in a moment where we've had to talk about eyeballs or limbs or body parts or like any of those things. The judgmental disembodied heads that dwell in the back rooms of our craft rooms. Like we've all had those moments. It's half the fun. Mix them together to get Sir Malefor Vine. Oh, Malefor is such a good first name for a knight. Like that's such a high fantasy name. I have somehow gone this whole time without using a single scrap of stuffing, and I have none in my craft room right now. It's not going to completely stop. Oh, hang on. I've got enough. Here we go. I've got a small puff of it in the pokey box. But I have not been practicing safe crafting. I have not been using a stitch marker or a bobby pin or anything. So I want to go around again. Fluffy Chumper. I don't want to say that one. Whereas Benjamin's currently behind the rocking chair. If I lean over, you can see Peach is in the rocking chair and Benjamin's currently behind him because I'm currently sitting with my legs where Benjamin used to live. It was part of the move around that we've done. Everything's still kind of settling back in. Benjamin will probably end up living underneath the desk that I used to stream on, but currently I've got a bunch of plastic tubs full of Pokemon, funnily enough, under there. So I kind of just have to work it out. Because Benjamin's on wheels, I can just move him, and when I'm at this desk, have him under that one. When I'm at that desk, have him under this one. That's part of the reason why we put him on wheels. But right now, yeah, he's behind the rocking chair. And also, currently he's full of yarn. My stuffing's actually out at my other desk because of the various experiments I've had going on out there. He's not been evicted. He's just not currently working. Alright, and if that goes... Yeah, that's a good little grouchy leg. Sneak it up his side a little bit. We could put him in a seated position, which would be quite funny. Just give him two little closed eyes, so he's just sitting here like this. And it's like, he's crying, like anime tears. You couldn't see half of that, but you get the idea. Oh, he's a handsome lad. No use crying over spilt baby? No. I'm trying to go with don't throw the baby out with the bathwater and no use crying over spilled milk. But I don't know if it's working. Don't throw the baby out with the spilled milk. No use crying over spilled bathwater. Yeah, blood's too dark. Too dark, Angry Bear. Pull back. Don't cry over spilled lemonade. I feel like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's kind of a life gives you lemons mixed one. I will allow it. I'm working really hard to participate in this game you're playing because it looks like a lot of fun. Oh. We've got a twitchy little bunny happening again. I feel like they work the best when the two analogies mean the same thing. Now I just have the chainsaw juggler stuck in my head. I don't know if anybody else knows the chainsaw juggler. But he was a good friend of mine. Okay, there we go. The bip is going to go off in 25 seconds, so I'm closing the name vote off. Thank you to everybody who voted. It was closer than I thought it would be, actually. I don't know what I thought would win, but I definitely thought you guys would know who would win. Alright, so it looks like Malifor was the winner with 33% of the vote. Then came Serendipity at 25%, Servine at 22%, and then Beepus McBeepus had its day in the sun, but only got 20% of the vote.
Don't panic.
I was expecting it. So Malafor, the Servine, has been named thusly. And I tell you what, you've given that guy a majestic name, so I'm expecting you to like really pull it out for Superior later. So that is probably where we're going to leave things today, folks. I know we've been going for 3.5 hours, but let me just pull onto screen everybody we worked on today. So we worked on Lugia, who's going to just blow out the camera again. And is a little bit tangled and whatnot. Lugia got some new spikes. We sewed the thumbs on. We gave them the eyeliner, and they got some tail spikes too. We also sewed the belly onto the body. So we got a lot of work done on the assembly of this guy. There's still at minimum another hour to go there, possibly 2. We finished at a Lotad, and Lotad is fast becoming an absolute baby of this generation because, like, look how easy and little he is. He's just a little nugget. You know? Kudos to that, Andromeda Potter. Life never gave us lemons. We made them for ourselves. Yeah, not my circus, not my monkeys. I didn't know but I do know some of the clowns though. That's funny. Yeah, we got Lotad done, and we got a whole ear, a couple of teeth, and a leg done on this guy. So we pushed the whole thing forward a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so as I was saying before, there is a chance that I'm the next video I want to do out, I really want to make it this pattern that I'm just sort of starting working on now. So there's a pretty good chance that there won't be a video on the main channel this week. I'd rather not rush it. We're just all better served if I take my time and do things right. So yeah, I'm going to see what I can do about it. If I get the whole thing designed by like end of day tomorrow, then I'll film it on Tuesday and try and get it out for Thursday. That's fine. But if I don't, I'm not going to force it out if I don't think it's ready. Yeah. So you guys all have a good time. So thank you for hanging out today, and I will see you all next Sunday. Bye. Oh, hello. We're in front of the break screen now. That's fun. How do I get rid of that? Why is that back there? I'll just work this out. Hang on. I need to... Where are you? Order. There we go. Move to top. I might just have to turn everything off. I don't know why the end screen is where it is. Oh, it's just got moved down. Okay, bye!
Well, that's singing to help you out.
I'm back. Happy birthday, Daggery. You should have said something. Happy birthday. I'm going away again.